Have you ever had a day go nothing like you planned? I think it's safe to assume that we've all been there. Well, I had a day go nothing like I imagined a few years ago, but it turned out to be incredible, and now I got a story that I feel like's worth telling. Well, I was in Tennessee, and I was in Tennessee because SEC Nation was in Tennessee. And if SEC Nation's in Tennessee, then Tim Tebow's in Tennessee. I had a sign, and this is my sign. It says, Tebow time, number 15, and Phil 4:13. And you probably noticed this. That's where Philippians 4:13 was first written. But when you show up, you gotta show them your sign. And they marked off my Bible verse. I was so mad. They didn't even tell me why. They just marked it off. And then there were people showing up with cuss words on their sign. That really made me mad. So I took it to Twitter. Started tagging people and hashtagging stuff. And at one point, my dad or brother had the idea that I should post a picture of my sign. So I did that, and I did all the hashtags, and I tagged all the people that I was tagging. I don't even know who I was tagging, to be honest. I know I was tagging Tim Tebow, but I don't know about the rest. Well, then Tim Tebow walks out on stage, and he's like waving, being friendly from a distance, and then he points in my direction. Now, I'm not arrogant or conceited enough to be like, oh, Tim Tebow's pointing at me, and he notices my sign. No. But then a guy in a black shirt walks up to me from the other side of the fence. And he has a Sharpie, and he hands it to me and tells me that he was going to let me write my Bible verse back on my sign. So I wrote it back, and it looks really sloppy because my hand was shaking. I still couldn't comprehend what all was going on. And it wasn't until later that I was like, Tim Tebow pointed at me. But that's besides the point. Then this lady comes up and she's like, I'm so sorry for what happened. And she gives us water and she gives us hats and apologizes and asks if there's anything else she can do for us. And I asked her if she could get this track sign. It's like a gospel track. That's kind of old school. If you don't know what that is, ask somebody older than you. It had a picture of Tim Tebow and his mom. And I asked if she could get him to sign it. And she's like, I'll see what I can do. Then a lady comes over, and she had got him to sign it, and she got him to sign a fan, like, that you hold in your hand. And that was it. But it was so cool because they apologized for what they did wrong. Like, they admitted their mistake. So props to SEC Nation for doing what's right in the end. Like, we all do something wrong. We're all going to mess up. But they made sure to make it right, and they went above and beyond on trying to make it right. And I just thought that was incredible. So props to them. Back to my story though. Afterwards, Tim Tebow is like signing autographs and taking pictures with people. So I walk over there and I get to get a selfie with him, and I got him to sign my sign. But it was so cool because that day, I spoke up for what I believed in, and I saw a reward for it. Like, I wanted to meet Tim Tebow, but I didn't expect for him to walk out on stage and point in my direction. That was weird. So it was more than what I expected, because something negative happened, because something didn't go as I planned. And I've spoken up about my faith before. That wasn't the first time. But a lot of times when I speak up about what I believe, it costs me something. I've lost friendships over it. I've lost friendships because I wouldn't give in to some of the stuff that they were willing to do. I wouldn't even just watch some of the TV shows that they watched. I just didn't want to let certain things in my mind or in my heart. I didn't want to open up a doorway for temptation to come in that didn't have to be open, It wasn't necessary in my life. So why would I give in to that? So I lost friendships over that. And in the end, it's worth it, but at the same time, it's hard. It's hard when you do what's right and it costs you something. It's hard when you live in integrity and somebody else isn't, and they get the promotion because they're cheating, or they get the pay raise because they're cheating. It's hard. It's hard to do what's right when you know it's going to cost you. But it's so worth it. And I don't just mean in situations where you get to meet Tim Tebow. I mean, that was awesome. But even in the moments when I lost friendships in order to live the way that I believed I was called to live, it was worth it. There's been so much come out of that. And I'm so grateful that in those moments that God was so faithful through it. That in the hurt and the pain that he was there and walked through it with me, and that he never leaves me nor forsakes me. And even if I do what's right and I don't get to meet Tim Tebow, it's worth it. That's the reality of it. And it may not feel worth it in the moment, but it is. And I want to encourage you guys with that. Maybe you're standing for God. Maybe you're doing what's right. Maybe you're not seeing something cool like that happen. It's still worth it. You'll see a reward. You just got to keep going. If you guys like this video, feel free to like the video. If you guys want to comment, feel free to do that. If you say anything negative about Tim Tebow, your comment will be deleted, just so you know. If you want to subscribe, you can hit the subscribe button, and you can also watch some other videos. And I forgot to tell you guys to keep being weird. So, keep standing for God, because that's going to make you weird. Because not everybody's willing to pay a price, even though in the end, it's not even paying a price. You guys have a great day.